Hi, I'm Jannat and I'm gonna be in Japan in less than a week. I'm going to Tokyo, Japan for 2 weeks with my brother and sister, and I'm so freaking excited for our trip. All three of us have always wanted to go to Japan, and I'm so excited to be doing it with my two best friends. Like, that's crazy. Actually, planning for this trip while being in Q4 season of work, while it's holiday season, and with everything else going on has been really stressful, but it's all coming together, and I'm also just like hands off because Japan is such a cool country and such a fun place to be in. I just know it's going to be a great trip. Since I did do a lot of research and thinking about this trip, I want to share that information in case it's useful for anyone else. In this video, we're going to talk about how I've been planning my trip, packing advice, and how I'm going to pack for Japan, and other tips and things that I learned along the way. We're only going to be staying in Tokyo for 2 weeks. We decided not to do Kyoto or Osaka this time. I went about this using various resources to get recommendations for places, but mostly it was through TikTok. I found so many recommendations from other people and their Tokyo trip, and I also use YouTube videos sometimes. And then thirdly, I used the Japan travel Reddit page, and I found more advice towards like ticketed events and things like that. I used the website Wanderlog. Wanderlog is a free app. They have a pro version, but I didn't get it. And on this free version, you can add all the places you're finding to a list. So I set up my Wanderlog in, I think, a very cool way, which I'll show you now. I have my trip to Tokyo created here, and I added my siblings to it, and then we were able to add our accommodation, so where we're staying, and then we added our flights too, and it's really easy to do that. And after that, I created these like different subcategories within my Wanderlog. So I have culture and main areas, which is more for temples, shrines, parks, and then I have foods, which is restaurants, then cafes, then clothes shopping for clothes shopping, and miscellaneous shopping like art stores, knickknacks, etc., then ticketed experiences, and lastly I have convenience, which I just added 3 names because I was like learning. This made it so easy because any name that you find on TikTok or on YouTube or on Reddit, you can just search it up in the Wanderlog search bar and it'll add it to your list, and then you could put it in the specific category that you're adding it to. And it also shows up in a map on the right of the page. It is so nice to be able to see how close or far things are from each other. So after I had all of the places, and I think I added like 200 different things to do, I wanted to create my actual itinerary. So on the next page of Wanderlog, they have a day-by-day section because you can put in the days that you're going to be on this trip. I started my itinerary by choosing different main areas within Tokyo. I broke mine out by Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, Ginza, and I think breaking it up by major regions within Tokyo just makes it really easy because then you could do all the activities within that one region. Some advice I have for when it comes to creating an itinerary is knowing a month ahead what kind of experiences you want to do, because there are a lot of ticketed experiences in Tokyo. Team Labs, which is an immersive museum, there's a Ghibli museum, there's a Pokemon cafe that I tried to get a reservation for and I just could not do it, so I gave up. So you kind of have to know what you want to do ahead of time and then get the tickets at the right time. For example, for the Ghibli museum, I had to get the tickets a month ahead. So I got the tickets on December 10th because I wanted to go in January. The Pokemon Center tickets, you have to get them 2 weeks before, I think. So each experience has a different time frame for when the tickets open up. And when you are trying to get these tickets, you're doing it on Japan time. So you have to convert your time, figure it out. That's why I was awake at 4 a.m. trying to get those Pokemon tickets. You also have to make sure you have multiple credit cards. That is one thing. If a place requires you to pay in the moment, then some of my credit cards just weren't working and they were getting rejected, or I would have to retry the same credit card multiple times. I don't really understand why. I don't think I said this, but I actually made my itinerary on Wanderlog, and a lot of people on TikTok were asking for it, so I made it public. So I'll share like every freaking link I can find to anything that could be useful in the description, but that specifically I'll have my Tokyo itinerary. So if you're also planning to go to Tokyo, you can just take my itinerary, look at some of the notes and look at the places, and then copy it or something, and you could use it to create your own. Okay, now let's pack. Talking about packing and more about our flight info. So we are flying from the East Coast to Japan. Japan has 2 major airports. They're the Narita Airport, which is farther away from the city, and Haneda Airport, which is closer to Tokyo. We're flying to Narita Airport just because every flight that I was checking only had Narita Airport. From getting to the airport to our Airbnb location, we're gonna take either the limo bus, the shuttle, or some kind of train that they have. There are a lot of different options. Talking about luggages, we're allowed to take 2 checked bags, 1 carry-on, and 1 personal bag. I booked through United Airlines, which I've heard really good things about. I chose this flight mainly because I saw how many bags we were allowed to check in. We're on to packing. Sorry, things are kind of a mess. This is my luggage situation. I'm taking my tiny carry-on, which is from Calvin Klein, and then this luggage, I think this is 28 inches because I didn't want to get 30 inches. So my plan is, I already put like my clothes and stuff into this luggage, so I'll show you what I'm packing. First, we're gonna start with winter attire since we are going at the end of December. I'm taking this GU puffer. It has a hood. It's very, very warm. Then I also have this headband to protect my ears from being cold. And lastly, gloves. Inside my carry-on, I wanted to pack pretty light. One of the things I'm so excited for is that in the US, it's just a little bit hard to find pants my size. They're always a little bit weird in some way because I'm 4'11". This is what I'm packing. I'm packing 3 of these camisoles, and then I'm also taking 3 cardigans. So this really nice white one, it has these gold buttons on it and I really like it. And then I have this gray cardigan from Yes Style, which I also really love a lot. And then lastly, I have my dark blue, navy blue cardigan right here. I was also thinking about taking 2 pairs of jeans, these light blue jeans from Yes Style. And other stuff I have in here, I have a pair of pajama bottoms, and then a short sleeve pajama shirt, and then a long sleeve pajama shirt. And I have fleece lined tights. I don't know if I should take this because I'm not even taking a skirt, but I'm like, maybe I'll buy a skirt once there. That is all the clothes I have right now, but there are other things on my list that I just haven't found yet. So we're gonna get to my laptop and look at my packing list. Socks, underwear, bras, whatever. I'm gonna pack that off camera. And also a bag to just put dirty clothes to put in the suitcase. Oh, and other miscellaneous things that I'm putting in my luggage are a hair straightener, deodorant, disposable wipes, a loofah for showering, toothbrush, razor, and my contact lenses. For the skincare I'm planning on taking, I'm obviously going to take my oil cleanser and then a normal cleanser. I'm going to take this Jungsemul mist because I really like it. Then this Skin Food rice serum and Skin Food brightening. I'm also going to take the Medicube jelly cream, my tretinoin solution from Dermatica, this vitamin E lip mask from Mothermade, and my new face device. It'll also be good because my brother uses a lot of the same skincare as me, so we're just going to share. And then for makeup, I have my little makeup container right here. So we're gonna go through and pick out what we want to take. I'm gonna take my Primark foundation because this is the closest to my skin color right now. This Buxom mascara, NARS powder bronzer, and the bronzing cream. I'm gonna take my cute Miffy hair clips that I just got. I was gonna buy these in Japan, but then I got them in America. This eyeshadow palette from Too Faced, a random little powder puff, and then my NARS liquid blush, eyelash curler. This is the Misha puff to put on foundation, eyebrow pencil, concealer, some makeup brushes, eyeliner. Yeah, I think this is everything. I'm gonna take some lip products. The last thing is this Turtur makeup fixer. It's like a setting spray. Oh my gosh, packing liquids this time is gonna be so much easier since I could just check all of my liquids in together. I'm gonna be taking this cloth bag as my day carry around bag. I'm gonna keep all of my day-to-day stuff in this day bag, like my wallet, passport, my iPhone, portable charger, camera for filming, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and a coin pouch. And then for other technology bits I'm going to be taking, I'm obviously going to take my laptop and my laptop charger. I'm also going to take my portable charger, my hard drive to be able to move footage over, my iPhone and my iPhone charger, my universal adapter, though I don't think I'll need it because in Japan they use the same 2 outlets as America, and then my AirPods. And then for medicine, I'm taking Dramamine, which I always take to make me go to sleep on the plane, and then Pepto-Bismol for any tummy issues. And I think that's all I'm packing. So I'm gonna finish packing up my clothes. I am gonna do the hack where you put your carry-on bag into your checked luggage. This purple luggage is going into this big green luggage. Some other things that I just wanted to talk about based on the research that I've done that might be helpful. One, staying at an Airbnb versus hotel. The reason that my siblings and I opted for an Airbnb is because a lot of the hotels that we were looking at only offered 2 beds in 1 room, and unlike America where I feel like you can fit 4 people into a room and they don't really care, I saw that it's really not recommended. We were just like, okay, well, all 3 of us want to be together and we feel more comfortable with that, so we got an Airbnb. If you're traveling with an even number of people, it might be easier to just split up into hotel rooms, but if you're traveling with odd number of people, or if your group is bigger, then choosing an Airbnb might be your best bet. The train stops running at 12 a.m. midnight and then it restarts at 5 a.m. so you have to kind of plan your activities based on that schedule, and a lot of places in Japan don't open until 11 a.m. And then for the currency exchange and credit card kind of stuff, the only credit card I have that doesn't have a foreign tax on it is my Apple credit card, so that's what I'm going to be using most of the time. In Japan you still need cash, so we're taking a bit of cash with us that we're going to exchange at some point, either at the airport, which is never my preferred choice, or like in Shinjuku and Shibuya there should be like money exchange places, I'm pretty sure. If you don't go with the option of changing American cash into Japanese yen, we will just use the ATM machines within 7-Eleven, and those ATM machines people say give the best like exchange rate. You have to use a debit card for an ATM machine. And one tip when you're using ATMs in Japan is that when it tells you if you want to keep it in the local yen currency or you want to exchange it to American currency, you should always keep it in the currency of the country that you're in. So you should always keep it in Japanese currency to get the most money back. Some other things, I know that a lot of people like to ask about travel budget. I don't really have one, and I don't think my siblings do either. We aren't big spenders normally, and we can keep each other in check on like making sure that we're only buying things that we actually like. A way that will kind of like be aware of it as well is by using a Google Sheet to track the expenses at the end of the day. I always do this when I go to another country because I just like to know how much I'm spending. If you're traveling with other people, this might be helpful to you. You have to surpass 5,500 yen in order to get a tax refund. You don't have to pay Japanese taxes on the products that you're buying, and so that way it makes sense for us to go like all to checkout together and lump all of our things together so we reach that minimum and we don't have to pay taxes on it. But then the receipt is going to have all of our things, and then when we get back to the Airbnb at the nighttime, we will go through our receipts and then split up like who bought what and put it into our Excel sheets. Also, for tax-free shopping, make sure that you always carry your passport around. Oh, also for an eSIM, I think we're gonna use Ubigi. A lot of people go between Airalo and Ubigi, but I've heard some things where Airalo has problems and people who use both kind of prefer Ubigi over Airalo. I think I could find a discount code for it, so I'm gonna go for Ubigi for like the 30-day plan, and it should be $19. And I heard people say that that's all they need, so I'm gonna go with that one. It's a little bit different for us because we're only going to be staying in Tokyo, and so we're only gonna be using our suica card, which you can get on your iPhone. For a Japanese subway system, some tips that I have are watching YouTube videos because they describe thoroughly and kind of take you through if you get anxiety about traveling through public transportation systems, how they would go through the subway, and it's kind of just nice to see someone else do it already. And my other tip is, what was my other tip? Oh, if you are not using a luggage transport service, then you can make sure that when you're using Google Maps to lead you around, that you have like the wheelchair accessible button turned on. That way it automatically leads you towards an exit that has an elevator or an escalator. So that way if you are carrying around luggages, you don't have to lug them upstairs, because that, when I went to Korea, I still have bad visions about that. That was horrible. And then for my travel apps, I downloaded a bunch of apps on my phone, but I'm not exactly sure which ones I'll use right now. I have Airbnb app, Wanderlog app for my list, WhatsApp and Messenger to continue talking to people. Oh, this one is a good one. Payke. It has discounts for different stores on it. You can get up to 15% off, and then when you click on the discount inside the app, it tells you how to use this discount code. So basically you can get 10% off from like the tax-free. If you spend 10,000 yen or more, you get an additional 5% off, and if you spend 30,000 yen or more, you get an additional 7% off. So that is such a good deal. So you just need to tell the person at the register that you want to use this coupon, and then you need to somehow pull up the barcode. So I'm gonna be using this for sure to get some discounts on discounts. Freaking love it. Yeah, and then I have, sorry, got distracted. The other apps that I have, My Mizu, which helps you find water bottle refilling stations around the area. Then I have Google Translate, obvious, the Ubigi app to get my eSIM. I don't know if you could tell from this video, but I'm definitely a type A type of planner, and I realized through planning for this trip that I really enjoy planning because I just like knowing everything. I think that's everything. I talked a whole lot in this video, but I hope that it was helpful in some way. I am so freaking excited to go to Japan. I cannot wait for it. After this video, I think are going to be the beginning of my Japan vlogs. I hope that you would tune in for those ones. I'm so happy to be able to go to Japan with my two favorite people, my brother and my sister. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna go now, but thanks for watching. Yay, Japan! Okay, bye!